Yesterday, the Lakers blew an absolute game that they should have won against the Portland Trail Blazers. It was an absolute disaster. Russ with the tough shot. Lakers up 8 with like 2 minutes left and couldn't close the deal, couldn't seal the deal. Why did Darvin Ham put Russ in the game? It's a mess right now, right? And the Lakers do not look like a team that is going to win games anytime soon. Now, our next three opponents is Denver twice and then the Timberwolves. So we need to do something. And so we're hearing reports this morning that the Lakers are starting to look at trades, looking at deals to move off of guys. Now, the Hornets deal is a deal that's been rumored for some time. It's one of the first deals ever that was reported, back when Kyrie and all that stuff. The Hornets have been kind of linked to the Lakers as a potential trade partner for months now, right? And we're starting to see it come back up. Well, we got reports from Shams today that they are looking at Terry Rozier and some sort of package around a Charlotte deal. Now, Charlotte makes a lot of sense, right? They're not going to be a very good team. They're probably not even a play-in team. Their best player is hurt right now, though they have won a game, right? So it just kind of depends on what the Charlotte Hornets want to do, what direction they want to go. Guys like Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier are on long-term salaries, but you'd get two wing players in Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward, and then if you could get a Terry Rozier, you kind of get that two-way guard, play on the ball, play off the ball, proven scorer in this league, a guy that shoots 38% from three. Basically, all three of these guys give you that 3-and-D style that the Lakers really need, and you're getting the three of them's production for Russell Westbrook. Now, obviously, the concern is, Gordon Hayward. Can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, he might be the perfect fit for the Lakers. A guy that can play the 3-and-D, a guy you can run your offense through, doesn't really make mistakes, just a solid player, and is a guy that can give you 20 a night easily. But health is a real concern. This is a guy that, played 2 games last year, I believe, and then the 2 seasons before that played like 45 games, roughly around that ballpark. And so if he can't stay healthy, then you have his long-term salary, and it's not good. But if you don't have to give up any first-round picks, which the Lakers shouldn't, because you're taking on, $70 million and, hundreds of millions of future salary, it's one of those things where you can't give up assets for that. You're telling Charlotte, like, look, we're taking on Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward's long-term salary. Yeah, Kelly Oubre isn't expiring. Now, if the Hornets really want, say, a first or something, like first in a couple seconds or something, then maybe you work out a deal to add PJ Washington, who I'd absolutely love. But I don't know if the Hornets would be willing to give up Washington. He is a restricted free agent after this year, and they haven't extended him. And for a long time, it was kind of Bridges or Washington, and they wanted to do Bridges, right? Well, Bridges ended up answering that question for the Hornets himself. And so now it's like, do they really want to get rid of PJ Washington? I mean, it just depends on if they want to do a hard reset or not. Now, I don't think we'd be able to do a deal without at least Gordon Hayward attached to it. Like, I don't think we'd get Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, and PJ Washington. Or Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Kelly Oubre without having to give up some assets, some significant assets. So that's, something that the Lakers have to gauge as well. What other deals are out there that the Lakers could do? We know the Pacers deal could happen right now, but Miles Turner is hurt already, and it's like, him and Gordon Hayward, because a lot of people are like, why would the Lakers want an injury-prone player? Yeah, but those same people want a Miles Turner, and it's like Miles Turner's played the same amount of games as Gordon Hayward. So it's like, what do the Lakers need more? I think the Lakers need that perimeter and three-point shooting more. Buddy Hield isn't going to single-handedly save our three-point shooting, but 38% three-point shooters can. It's better to have, 3 of those guys than just one of those guys. And these guys can all play multiple positions. It'd be good. I think it would be a really solid addition. In my opinion, this is the best trade the Lakers are rumored to have. That could end up turning the team around. Also, you're moving off of Russ and just kind of the dark cloud that circles around him and just everything. And it's just, look, I've been a huge Russ defender, and I do believe Russell Westbrook, wherever he ends up, which I do think he goes to the Wizards. I think he gets bought out, goes to the Wizards. I do think Russ is going to ball out for whatever team that is. I just don't think it's working with the Lakers, right? I mean, he's shown commitment. He's shown that he's trying to change to some degree, but it's just the fit doesn't work. It's causing turmoil with the team, and it's like at some point you got to just cut the cord. You got to just move on. Russ, like many people blame Russ for last night. Now, look, what he did is inexcusable, but you don't lose a game solely on one guy when you're up 8 with 2 minutes left, right? You just don't. It was a bad shot selection, but there were many factors that went in that game. We still can't shoot the ball. We were 18% again from 3. And look, I don't think we're going to shoot 20% from 3 the entire season. Guys will sooner or later average out, but even if we average out, we're still not going to be a good 3-point shooting team. If we average out, we're like 32, 33% from 3, so we're still a bad 3-point shooting team. But you got 3 or 4 guys that are playing heavy minutes that are knocking down threes. Not just that, but a change of scenery for the Lakers may be hugely beneficial, right? Having 3 guys come in that are new, kind of wet behind the ears for the Lakers in terms of that are knocking down shots. They're not part of that, like, just cloud. It's kind of like a ray of sunshine bleeding through the dark cloud, and it's like, oh man, there is hope. And they start knocking down shots, and because they start making the shots, that kind of makes other guys knock down shots. It's one of those things, you got to see the ball go in the hoop a couple times. When you see the ball go into the hoop a couple times, it kind of boosts confidence and morale, and guys start making shots. And I do think if you ended up getting 3 guys that are playing ample minutes and knocking down threes, it's going to elevate everybody. It's going to help, because now you'd have 4 or 5 guys that can shoot at least 36% plus, right? LeBron's going to average out eventually. Kendrick Nunn, been 38%. He should average out eventually. You got Patrick Beverley. He can shoot, 36 plus percent, though he's not right now. But then you bring in these 3 guys that can all shoot, 36 to 40% from 3. Now you got, like I said, 5, 6 guys that can all shoot. Then the average starts getting up. If we can get to, 35, 36% for the season, which is not too late, it's only been 3 games, then now we're actually a very viable 3-point shooting team and a very viable team, period. And I think that would be, I think the Hornets deal is the best deal. I know a lot of people like the Spurs deal. Problem is that, like, Portal, we can't, like, he doesn't fit this roster, right? He's a half-court center that can't shoot. He's like 42% from free throw line. We need to be fast. We need to run. Like, every time we get out and run, good things happen, right? We get positive results. And so we need a team that is capable of doing that. And I don't think Jakob Poeltl is going to be a guy that they can play heavy minutes. I do think he's solid. I am a fan of Jakob, but I don't think he fits this Lakers team. Now, can we get it like a Zach Collins? Possibly. That's something that could be out there. The Lakers are also looking at Josh Richardson, which he would be a great pickup. In my opinion, Josh Richardson would be the best out of everybody, but I just think the Hornets package as a whole is better than the Spurs package. I think Josh Richardson is the best player, overall, as far as fit-wise and everything goes. But I think that just the Hornets deal gives us the most bang for our buck, and it would cost the least. So I just think, like, you look at these 3 guys, you got basically 3 guys that can play 3 and D. Gordon Hayward, again, might be a perfect complement. You get a guy in Terry Rozier. I know a lot of people don't want Terry Rozier because we're so guard heavy, but look, you could always have a Rozier and Kendrick Nunn on the court at any time, right? And they're both very similar players, so it'd be good to have that, like, 38% 3-point shooting guard that can play on the ball, but can also play, play off the ball, but also play on the ball and sort of orchestrate the offense. Terry Rozier's just a bucket getter, right? I mean, he's a guy that's going to go get you buckets. He's 28 years old, so he's still young. I'm not against Terry Rozier at all. I think his salary is a little high. I don't think he has good value for his salary for the type of player he is. But, like, at this point, it's like beggars can't be choosers, Whatever deal is the best deal, I think the Lakers need to kind of pull the trigger on. Because, I mean, look, this team realistically could go 0-10, and it's like, and they want to wait, 20 games or whatever. You might be 2-18 and your season's pretty much over. Like, what are you going to win 40 straight games with the new team? Like, I just don't think the Lakers can wait that long based on what we've seen. And look, it's 3 games, but it's the way, again, it's the way that we're losing. It's the way that this team is operating. Like that Blazers game, like if we won that Blazers game, it changes the conversation entirely, right? We win that game. We're like, okay, we're 1-2. If we go get like one or two of these, wins against the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, and then we play the Nuggets again, and that's kind of like up in the air. Like we could end up being like 3-3, not a bad start. It's not ideal, but it's not a terrible start. Like, okay, like there's some promise here. But now it's just like, when you're having this dysfunction and you're struggling to make shots, and we're already a top 5 defense in the league right now, and we don't even have like solid long wing guys like an Oubre or a Hayward. Like imagine what we'd be if we got those guys, right? Especially if AD's playing the 5. Like you could literally have a starting lineup of like these 3, LeBron and AD, and you'd have a really good starting lineup. Really good, right? And if these guys can stay healthy, then I think that we'd have like a legit, like at least playoff team. I think that's a legit 4 to 6 seed team. Is it a contender? I don't know. It depends on how we're shooting. It depends if we still have a top 5 defense, and it depends on how everyone meshes. Chemistry is a big thing, right? Chemistry works. We're shooting, 35, 36% from 3 as a team. We're still a top 5 defense. Then yes, I think we're a legit contender. But can't put the cart before the horse, so to speak. So if the Lakers can work it out and get these 3 guys, I think they got to. Now, obviously, I would love PJ Washington. I think, I think he's a young talent that could play multiple positions, and it's just, again, another really solid, 40% three-point shooter, 38% three-point shooter. He's one of the best at his position at power forward. So you get that floor spacing. Also, I think that, he becomes a viable and valuable trade chip if you need him to be, right? Like Hayward is going to be tough to move. Rozier might be a little easier. And then Kelly Oubre is an expiring deal. But if you got a guy like PJ Washington, teams would be more than happy to take him on. It's just the Lakers got to do something. The Lakers got to hit the shake-up button at some point. Or even if they don't, even if they wait for a trade, I think you got to bring Russ off the bench against the Nuggets. I do, because I just think you got to shake it up right now. It's not working, and because it's not working, you got to try to find something that works, right? Okay, this isn't working. So let's bring Russ off the bench and see if that works. Maybe that helps, right? Russ comes off the bench. Okay, cool. If it works, great. Now we can kind of be patient. Like let's say Russ comes off the bench and we beat Denver and the Timberwolves just because it's a change. You'd be amazed what a slight little tweak might do for like a team, right? Don't use Russ to close out games unless he's just absolutely on fire, right? If he's absolutely on fire, okay, fine, then close him out. But otherwise, don't. Just play him his 20 minutes or whatever, 25 minutes, and then be done. Move on. And then if that starts working, then that just gives you time to be patient. Because right now we're falling, and we're falling fast. We're at a free fall, and we don't have time to be patient the way that the Lakers would like. So I just think if you could get some package, some trade, you gotta do it right now at this point. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Should the Lakers go and do the Hornets trade? Should the Lakers wait and be patient? Should they just try to do a minor tweak? Maybe bring Russell Westbrook off the bench? Something like that. However you feel, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know